Hello, it's another video from the Angry Photographer here. Now, I've talked about this lens at certain length before, but I've not given it the secret you must buy status. I made a video on this Nikon 100mm 2.8 macro a month or 2 months ago, but I never gave it the proper status that it deserved, probably because I hadn't worked out the format yet. But this video needs to be made because everybody keeps asking me about it, maybe because the old video is not listed on this lens back when I referred to it. We started referring to lenses as must-purchase Nikon lenses. Of course, this isn't a Nikon lens. This is Nikon lens, which is basically a Pentax lens. But I'm giving this the highest rating of any non-Nikkor lens to own, and also second or third highest rating. I've got more shots on this lens than the only lenses that actually have more shots on are probably my 14 to 24 Nikkor 2.8 and my 50mm 1.8 prime. It might have 70 or 80,000 shots on it. I've got at least 40-50,000 shots on this one lens alone. So this is the highest recommendation I can give, and this is also the first lens recommendation that I can actually tell you for Nikon and Canon purchasers to get this lens, period. This is the Nikon 100mm macro. Is a 9-element lens with 9 bladed apertures. Okay, it is 18 ounces. Let me quickly take it off the body here, and then throw on a lens cap, which of course you should never take a lens cap out of your pocket and put it on your camera without first doing this. So let me get the old lens cap on the camera there. So here we have the Nikon 100mm 2.8. My highest recommendation. Don't recommend buying this lens used. Why? Because new it is only $380 from B&H or Autorama. I cannot give a higher recommendation. Just in the past 3 weeks alone, I've probably put 9 or 10,000 shots on this one lens alone. This lens has, like I said, 40-50,000 shots on it. Now there is an autofocus manual clutch on the lens. Down here is manual focus. Up here is autofocus, so once it's in autofocus, nothing happens. You have f-stop between 2.8 and f32. Take a look at the rear element. You have a full and limit switch, useful for autofocus, obviously. I said 18 ounces. If you buy this lens, you will squeeze every bit of your $380 out of this lens. I cannot recommend this lens higher. If you buy this lens, you'll be happier than a worm in a pile of poo. This is the cat's ass, the bee's knees. It is everything that I've been talking about. Although I made this video quite some time ago, like I said, I should have actually given it its own status as secret must-purchase Nikon lens, non-Nikon lens for your Nikon or Canon. I have a couple Canon shooter friends of mine that actually have this lens. This is also a top recommendation for Canon shooters. Made far better than the 105mm Nikon Nikkor, which is $1,000 by the way, so $380. It's built like a fucking tank. Far superior construction to the Nikkor 105mm macro. True 1-to-1 reproduction rate. Built like a tank. Wonderful thing that should exist on all macro lenses, because a lot of macro work is a manual focus, is this huge clutch ring for manual focus while you're on your tripod. Now this is one of the few, very few lenses, since most macro work, if you're going to buy this as a macro only lens, this is a must buy, even if you have a 3000 series or a 5000 series, if you're going to do macro work only. Now it is not going to autofocus on 3000 or 5000 series Nikon, but since 95% of macro work is manual focus anyway, who cares? So if you got a Nikon 5000 series or 3000 series, perfectly fine. Perfect lens. They say, what do you recommend this for, FX or DX? The answer is yes, FX or DX. I've been using it all day on my beater camera that I take to the beach. Beater D7100, perfect on FX cameras. It's just impossible to recommend this lens any higher. It is I can't think of another non-Nikkor lens that I could recommend any higher. It's better than Nikon, Canon or Nikon mount. 9 blades, 9 glass elements, 18 ounces. It's only $380 new, so stop trying to think, everything else I'll tell you about is about saving money. And of course, this is about saving money. I mean, you're talking about the $380 versus $1,000 for the Nikon. So, this is the lens that I recommend that you purchase, bar none, flat out. If you don't buy it, I might hunt you down and kick your fucking ass. So how great is this Nikon lens? It takes a lot to impress me. A lot. Shot a lot of glass. This Nikon 100mm is the cat's ass. It is just pure liquid sex. It is wonderful. Yeah, that was gross and stupid, but that's how I feel about this lens. It's that good. Get it. You'll never regret it. I think there have been about 100, 150 people that have watched my crazy, insane videos. Bought this lens. Nobody has chirped back saying, oh God, I don't like this lens, or I'm returning it, or something like that. I've had a handful of hardcore professionals, and I mean true hardcore professionals, purchase this lens, and they themselves are stunned. For $380, they thought it wasn't possible. Now, I don't recommend very, very few off-brand lenses. Most all off-brand zoom lenses are crap. There are very few off-brand primes that I recommend, and this is number one. Like I said, manual clutch. You have a huge manual focus ring here, autofocus clutch. You have a limiter. Just get it. Don't try to shop for it used, because I don't really think I've seen a used deal on a used Nikon 100mm 2.8. You really don't find them. The reason you don't find them used is because that everybody that owns this lens doesn't want to get rid of it. So, if you like this video, you can make a donation in $2 to $5. If you don't get this lens, I'm going to hunt you down. I'm going to kick your ass. And how ugly is this fucking house behind me? Can you imagine some idiot actually purposely painting this house? Is that hideous, or is that hideous? Puke yellow and green. Oh my God. Anyway, hello from Sanibel Island, and this is about the Nikon 100mm 2.8 for Nikon or Canon. Far superior to Nikon's Nikkor 105mm macro. Is the best $380 you will spend, period. Fucking period. Do you hear me? Fucking period. Even though I made a video about this before, as I said, it needed its own video where I would talk about this in detail, because people keep asking me about it. And I think the old lens was labeled different on the video when I talked about the Nikon. So anyway, I flapped my lips too much. Obviously, I will shut the fuck up. I'm gonna go eat something. I've been shooting all day. I'm gonna wring the sweat out of my underwear. I think I've cranked out about 1,300 shots today, earlier today. And some two-legged critter shots on the beach. And I guess that's it. Send me any questions. I'm so happy you all are so happy with this lens. And for those that are just tuning in, this is it. And I know my glass, okay? You're not going to buy this and regret it. That's a Nikon 100mm 2.8 macro, dual purpose, perfect portrait lens. Perfect macro lens, far superior build to the Nikon. Excellent. Get it, period. Or I'm going to come down, I'm going to kick your ass.